Hello my lovely students, once again welcome back to my channel. How are you all? I hope you all are absolutely great, and I'm so happy about this fact that most of you have completed your assignments and are regularly updating me in the comment section. So students, if we talk about our chapter, you all know that we have been talking about this grammar chapter number 2, Subject and Predicate. Right? So we have already covered a lot of content about the chapter. So our objective for today's video lesson is that we will find out the subject in different types of sentences. Now we have already learned that how to find out subject and predicate in the sentences, but in today's video lesson we will further study that how we can identify the subject in different types of sentences. Wait. Do you know what sentences I'm talking about? If you remember, in the very first chapter of your grammar, in which we have covered these sentences, you remember 4 types of sentences? Yes, those sentences. Declarative sentences, then we have interrogative, imperative, and exclamatory sentences. So, today we will find out that how we can identify the subject in these sentences. Okay, so without any delay, let's begin. So students, let's talk about the first type of sentence. So firstly, if I talk about the sentence, sometime the sentence that begins with here and there, I have to understand that where my subject will lie. Okay, so if I have the sentences that begins with here and there, in that case, where I will find my subject? See, beta, in this case, my sentence will show that the subject usually appears at the end. Okay, let's try to do this with the help of an example. Suppose if I have this example, here is the dress, full stop. See, if I talk about this sentence, I know that my sentence is starting from here, right? My sentence is having the first word as here. So in this case, I have to find out that what would be my subject. Here is the dress. So if I ask the question, what is here? What answer I am getting in return? The dress, right? So it means the dress is my subject. And where is the dress? Where is my subject? It is towards the end. So it means that whenever I have these words here and there, my subject will appear towards the end. Okay, let's see another example. Here is the notebook. Again, we have to find out the subject. Here is the notebook. So what is here? What answer I will get in return? The notebook. So it means this notebook, the notebook is my subject and is my helping verb. Can I say like this, here the notebook? No, I cannot say that. Why? Because the subject will be left incomplete. Okay, my sentence will not make meaning. So for that, I need a helping verb as well, so that my sentence should look meaningful. Okay, so are you understanding this? Now let's see this example. There are some apples in the basket. Full stop. Now students, what happens that if I don't write here in the basket, then also it's fine. But here I have just added this. Okay, there are some apples in the basket. So what is lying here? What I have to tell? I have to identify the subject. So what is my subject? Yes, apples is my subject. So can you see, whenever I have these words here or there, my subject generally appears towards the end. Okay, you will easily identify whenever you will find such type of sentences. Is that clear to all? Right? So now let's move towards the second type of sentence. Now let's talk about interrogative sentences. So students, if you can see what generally happens in interrogative sentences, in these type of sentences, the subject follows the auxiliary verb. Now what is auxiliary verb? It is the helping verb. For an instance, if I have to take this example, does Rohan want another book? Question mark. So here, what is my subject? I told you my subject can be a noun or it can be a pronoun, right? So what is noun here? Yes, Rohan, right? So Rohan is my subject. And can you see what comes before Rohan? Does. Now what is does? Does is my auxiliary verb, right? I have used this in order to frame a question. So that is why whenever my subject will be right after the helping verb, so it means that would be my what type of sentence? This is my subject in the interrogative sentences, right? Is that clear to you all? So now let's see another example. Have you eaten your meal? Question mark. Again, what I have to see? I have to see that whether the subject follows the auxiliary verb or not. So here, what is my helping verb? Can you see? My question starts from have you eaten your meal? So here, have is my helping verb. Students, if I talk about this sentence in affirmative form, it would be you have eaten your meal, full stop. But since it's interrogative sentence, so I need to change the position of my subject, right? So that is why my helping verb is at the first position. Have you eaten your meal? Question mark. So have is my helping verb, you is my subject, and eaten is my verb, right? It is my V3, right? Third form of my verb. Now let's take another example. Did the mother cooked food? Question mark. Did the mother cook food? Question mark. Here I have to find out the subject, right? So before the subject I have something, and what's that? I have did, right? So did is my helping verb, the mother is my subject, and cook is my verb. Okay, I'm having it as a main verb. So make sure that whenever you talk about interrogative sentences, the subject follows the auxiliary verb. Okay, so in this way you can easily identify your subject. Students, make sure that in this note I have used some short form. HV means helping verb, SUB sub means subject, and M verb means main verb. Okay, so make sure that whenever you are studying grammar, you should also maintain keynotes. So you should also make notes for grammar. Is that clear to you all? Now let's move further. So students, now the other type of sentences which we have is imperative sentences. I hope you all remember that what is imperative sentence, right? Imperative sentences are those sentences which are used to show request, commands, suggestion, orders, etc. Right? So what is the rule for imperative sentences? If we have to find out the subject. So in these sentences, the subject is you, but it is not usually written or spoken, right? So it means that most of the time whenever you find these type of sentences, you will see that you is missing. Okay, it is like a general instruction, but every time you have to assume means you have to imagine that the subject will be you. So you have to always add you in front of your instruction. For example, obey your elders. Okay, full stop. Now they are telling whom to obey the elders, right? They are talking about someone, right? So with whom they are talking? They are saying obey your elders. Who has to obey the elders? Obviously, if somebody is talking to us, so it means we have to do this thing, right? So it is our duty that we have to obey our elders. So in this case, we will add on you, right, by ourselves. So every time when we have imperative sentences, we have to imagine that you is my subject always. So my sentence will transform like this: you obey your elders. Full stop. Are you understanding this? Beta, we have to imagine that there is a subject which is you. It is always hidden. Okay. Generally we don't write that, but whenever we have to talk about these type of sentences, we have to recreate this you into our mind. Okay. So I must think that you will come before my sentence so that you would become my subject. Okay. So whenever I will talk about these imperative sentences, it means that you would be my subject in all the cases. Let's see another example. Dress up and get ready. Full stop. Now to whom they are saying to dress up? Obviously, if instruction is given, so it is for somebody, right? So whom they are instructing? You dress up and get ready. Can you see? Just by adding subject you, I have made it meaningful. You dress up and get ready. Although it was like a journal instruction, but if I will add you as a subject, it will appear that in these sentences, most of the time my subject will be you, and this you is assumed. Assume means which I have imagined, I have created in my mind. So beta, make sure that whenever you are talking about imperative sentences and you have to find out subject, so in general what you have to do, you have to add on this you by yourself, right? It is not mentioned anywhere, but you have to imagine, you have to assume, and you have to add you by yourself in front of your sentence. Is this clear? Yes? Is it making sense? Let's see another example. Don't leave hope, comma, try again, full stop. Now again they are giving this suggestion to somebody that don't leave hope, try again. Okay, so to whom they are saying this? Obviously that person who is losing the hope, right? So if I will add here, you don't leave hope, comma, try again, full stop. So it means the subject here comes as you. So beta, make sure that whenever you have imperative sentences, you have to assume you as the subject. I hope it is clear to you now, right? Now let's move to the last sentence. The last type is exclamatory sentences. So let's see what are exclamatory sentences and how to find out the subject in these type of sentences. Students, I hope you all remember that what are exclamatory sentences. So exclamatory sentences are those sentences which are used to show emotions, feelings, right? Whenever you are angry, you are happy, you are sad, you are excited, so that time we use exclamatory sentences. So what happens if we want to find out the subject in these type of sentences? The subject comes before the verb. So make sure whenever you have that verb, your subject will be before that. Okay, so let's see with the help of an example. How sweetly Savitri sings! Exclamation mark. Now pay attention over here. How sweetly Savitri sings. Now what is my verb here? Can you tell me what is my verb in this sentence? Yes, you're right. Sings is my verb. And what does the rule say? The rule says that my subject comes before the verb. So if sings is my verb, so what should be my subject? Yes, what I'm having before my verb? What I'm having? Yes, Savitri. So this is the name of a person. So it means that Savitri is my subject and sings is my verb, right? You should make sure that all these rules you should understand, okay, so that you can easily identify the subject. And then you have that golden rule always, that whenever you have to find out the subject, you have to ask the question who or what, right? Whosoever is performing the action in that concerned subject, that would be my appropriate answer. Okay, now let's talk about this second one. How intelligent the boy is! Exclamation mark. How intelligent the boy is. Now what is my verb here? Yes, I have helping verb here, right? Is my helping verb. So before is, what do I have? The boy. So it means the boy is my subject and is my verb, right students? Yes, understanding? Now let's see the last example. How gracefully she danced! Exclamation mark. Again, I have to first identify my verb. So what is my verb here? What action is being performed? It is danced. So it means danced is my verb and what is my subject? She danced, right? So danced is my verb and she is my subject. So students, isn't it easy to identify the subject in all kinds of sentences? I hope you all have understood the content well. So to understand it better, you have to keep on identifying the subject, predicate and you have to keep on doing the back exercises of your book. See, students, if you have already purchased your books, so make sure that after understanding the content from video lessons, you do practice all these things from your books. Okay. See, assignment questions I am giving you regularly, but you have to practice by yourselves as well. So, I hope it is clear to you all, right? So, students, now I'll meet you all in the next video lesson. Till then, keep on learning, stay updated, stay active, and yes, some of you don't like the video, right? You understand everything, you take the lesson, but you always forget to like the video. So make sure that you have to like the video, you have to subscribe to my channel so that you won't miss any new notification, and you have to share the videos with your friends and classmates so that they should also learn it in a better way. So goodbye for now. Take care. We'll meet you soon.